sitting somewhere.
Thank you, guys.
I'm at the kids' table.
Welcome into Thursday action here at the FGCL. It has been a very fascinating week 3. We've seen upsets happen. Monday, we saw the Squeeze fall to the Impact 7-3. The Slice beat the Lynx 5-4. River Mocs held off Fast Pitch U 9-6, and the Pioneers beat FPU 6-5 earlier that day. Tuesday, similar action. River Mocs beat the Pioneers 5-1. Impact beat the Slice 9-1, almost got the run rule, but had to add a few runs in the 7th. Squeeze beat the Lynx 7-0 after a disappointing loss on Monday, and the Impact beat the Pioneers in a pitcher's duel 2-1. Now we move to Thursday, where the standings look very different. We've seen a lot of movement. We've got some very exciting matchups coming up tonight. A doubleheader over here at Field 1. Slice and River Mocs going first, and then right after that, it will be Lynx and Pioneers. Other field, we'll see Fast Pitch U and the Squeeze battle it out. Glad you're with us here on Stream Live Tampa. I'm Gray Robertson. Jim Delaney here with the rest of our crew doing fantastic work on this windy Thursday afternoon.
It's a good change, though.
Yes, and Jim, today is going to be very interesting. The Slice have added a pitcher. We don't really expect to see her today, but they're going up against the first-place team in the league. They're going to need their bats to be a lot hotter than they've been this week.
Correct. They've added 2 pitchers in the last, 2-3 weeks with Shannon Sale and now Ashley Blesson. So the Slice might be in the middle of the standings, but they could be a team to watch big time as the regular season moves on after this holiday break this weekend. So it'll be interesting to see how the rest of the teams in the league handle now a lethal Slice pitching rotation. Yeah,
and this offense has been really good as well for head coach Gina Snyder. A little decimated by injuries, but they'll try and fix things against the River Mocs. Slice, the designated home team. Here is the batting order for the Myakka City River Mocs, 10-1 so far on the year. They've got a 2.5-game lead at the top of the standings. Leading off is Mac Leonard. In the 2 spot, Ari Quinones. Lizzie Schubert will bat 3rd. Jenny Jansen cleaning up. As you see, there's been a little bit of a switch in the order for the River Mocs. 5-hole hitter, Emily Erickson. 6th spot is Kaylee Erickson, so Erickson's back-to-back. Alyssa Mullis, maybe the hottest bat in the league, batting 7th. Gabby Benson batting 8th. Claire Ginder back in the lineup. She'll bat 9th. And Megan Wright will bat 10th. Facing in the circle, the lefty out of Georgia Tech from Plains, Georgia, Madison McPherson. So far this summer, a 1-2 record, a 4.52 ERA, but she has struck out a lot of people. 27 Ks in 21 2/3 innings pitched, 24 hits, 15 runs, 14 of those earned, and she's only walked 9. Second time these two teams have met. McPherson took the hard luck loss in a 5-4 victory for the River Mocs a couple weeks ago. First pitch to Mac Leonard is right up the middle for a base hit, and we're off and running here in the top of the first. Mac Leonard entering the day, hitting .424 so far this summer. She was 0 for 2 against the Slice last time, but has a base hit to lead things off here in the top of the first. Now Ari Quinones. Quinones out of Washington, sophomore last year for Heather Tarr. First pitch popped up, and making the catch is the catcher, Riley Ludlam, for out number 1. In the field for the Slice, it is Davis out in left, Jasmine Dodd in center, Megan Hargraves, new acquisition last week, out in right. Addie Reese at 3rd, Kenzie Gales at short, Bree Roper over at 2nd, Neely Herring at 1st, and Riley Ludlam already making a play behind the plate catching McPherson. Here is Lizzie Schubert, league leader in runs batted in. Finally, a first pitch taken by the junior out of Stetson, by way of Waycross, Georgia, 2018 A-Sun All-Freshman team member. Week 1 Justin's World of Softball Player of the Week. So far, making a nice case in Week 3 where she's 4 for 7 with 5 runs batted in. On the season, Schubert's hitting 400, 15 ribbies. Again, leading the league, 3 homers, 4 doubles, 447 on-base percentage. Was 1 for 3 with an RBI last time these two teams faced off. The 1-1. Got ahead of it, and it's foul. 1-2. McPherson in the circle with a curveball, fastball that she'll throw a lot. Backdoor curve, off-speed curve. Best pitch is a rise ball, but she knows how to mix her speeds. As you just saw there, took some pace off of that pitch. Really does a nice job of hitting her spot, something Gina Snyder was talking about over the last couple days. Rise high, 2-2. Fouled off. Lizzie Schubert, again, swinging a hot bat. Had all 3 of her summer home runs in week 1. Kind of tapered off a bit, if we're being honest, in week 2. The average wasn't quite there, but week 3 has seen a rise right back to her week 1 form. Again, 4 of 7. She's got a triple. She's had a couple doubles and, of course, driven in the 5 runs. Leonard still waiting over at first with 1 out here in the top of the first, no score. Pokes it out to center. Wind could be tough, but Dodd has it. She makes the catch for out number 2. Wind is blowing left to right pretty fiercely. Earlier it was at our backs because the wind is always at our backs, but now it's changed a bit. Not too bad, nothing to complain about as Jenny Jansen steps in. And because of the wind, by the way, not crazy, crazy hot. Always good. Jansen, a junior out of Southern Illinois from Warrenton, Maryland. Playing out in center today. 2020 preseason All-Missouri Valley. First team All-Conference in 19, second team in 18. 0 for 3 last time these teams played with a strikeout. 2 for 7 here in week 3. Hitting .375 so far in the FGCL. To McPherson. And very easily, the side is retired after the first pitch leadoff single from Mac Leonard. Nothing doing for the River Mocs. And now the Slice will bring their bats, an offense that has been up and down here in week 3. They'll try and get on the board against the first place River Mocs.
Yeah, with the cloud cover and the wind coming in, Gray, it'll be a little bit tougher for the long ball in this early in the day. But it definitely is not quite as hot as Saturday. We were melting that day, but we appreciate everybody tuning in. And so far everything looks good. We got here plenty enough time to get everything set up, and good matchup with the Slice and the River Mocs so far.
And the River Mocs will turn to Maddie Davis in the circle. Davis, a freshman last year out of UCF from Jacksonville, Florida. So far this summer, no official result. She does have a save, 3.28 ERA, 15 innings, 15 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned, 4 walks, 12 Ks. Go-to is the changeup. That's a pitch that has been really effective for her so far this summer, and kind of had a little issue on her right arm. She is bandaged a bit today, but told Michaela Transu, I'm all good earlier this week. Has a rise ball as well, screwball, drop curve. Her swing and a miss pitch is the curve ball. Rise does have some command issues, but when she can get teams to bite, she can really get on a roll. Did not see the Slice the last time these two teams faced off. Give you the Slice batting order in just a moment as Jasmine Dodd out of Alabama State steps in. And there for strike 1. Dodd will lead off. Maddie Banks in the 2-hole. Neely Herring batting 3rd. Haley Bayerano cleaning up. Bree Roper in the 5 spot. Riley Ludlam batting 6th. Addie Reese will bat 7th. Kinsey Gels in the 8-hole. Caitlin Davis batting 9th. And Megan Hargraves in the 10 spot, trying to turn things around as the Bentonville, Arkansas native steps back into the box. No score here, bottom of the first. There's that change. Quickly 0-2. Dodd so far this week, 2 for 5. 6 for 22 this summer with a 273 average, driving in 3 runs. She's drawn 6 walks. 1 for 3 last time against the Mocs. That one just misses outside, 1-2. Inning number 1 has been a struggle for the Slice, outscored 12-9 in this frame so far this summer. Got out of a top half without allowing a run. They'll try and put something up here in the bottom. 2-2. Play has begun over on the other field at Squeeze and Fast Pitch U. We'll update you on the standings as everything comes to a close this weekend. Thursday and Friday games. Nothing Saturday as we celebrate the 4th of July. Todd fighting early against Davis. 2-2. Pokes that one out. Looping down, that'll fall for a base hit. Leadoff single for the Mocs in the first, and Dodd answers the favor here in the bottom half. 1 on, nobody out. Defense for the Mocs. Right out and left, Jansen out in center. That ball just dropped right in between them. Benson out and right. Emily Erickson over at third, Schubert at short. Claire Ginder at second, Mac Leonard at first, and Kaylee Erickson behind the dish. Catching Davis will now face Maddie Banks. Banks, a sophomore out of Virginia Tech from Bettendorf, Iowa. Best average in the league. .552 so far this summer. Quickly ahead 2-0. She's driven in 13 runs. She's hit 4 homers, 3 triples, 6 walks, 7 Ks, a 629 OBP. Had the walk-off against the Lynx earlier this week, a 5-4 victory in 9. Part of a 3 for 5 week 3 for Banks. And, of course, she was good against the Mocs last time, too. That one on the screws. Over to Ginder. Misplayed. That'll be an error. And very quickly, 2 on, nobody out here in the bottom of the first as Claire Ginder has error number 4 so far this summer.
It's all about OBP. Great. That's two different ways to get on base. I was going to say it was a great piece of hitting by Dodd, battling back from 0-2 and punching it to right or to left field. And then Banks has pushed the ball in play and put pressure on the defense. Now they got first and second, no outs.
And pressure against Neely Herring. Power hitter. Takes it low for ball 1. Junior out of Wichita State, Chandler, Oklahoma native. .333 average so far this year with 8 runs batted in, 4 home runs. 3 doubles. .435 OBP. 0 for 3 last time against the Mocs. So the change comes in for strike 1. Does have a home run here in week 3. Right at her season average at 2 for 6. Here this week. Again, shortened week, more or less, just playing on 4 games, or 4 days, I should say. Slice this week, a 5-4 victory over the Lynx on Monday in 9 innings, but then came back and just really disappeared on Tuesday, a 9-1 loss to the Impact. Low, full count to Herring. Dug that one out to right. Benson runs up and makes the catch. 1 down as Dodd and Banks stay where they are. River Mocs a .951 fielding percentage so far this summer, entering the day The early error here in the bottom of the first won't help matters, but now looking for Maddie Davis to get out of a jam against Haley Bejarano. Junior out of UCF. Battle of college teammates. That one just gets past Davis. Schubert in time, 2 away. Runners advance, but 2 down now for Bree Roper.
Coach Transu took words right out of my mouth. I was about ready to say it was a great pitch, and that's what she said from the dugout on that first pitch, just to get a ground ball and get it out.
We're not seeing superb contact from the slice. Dodds was pretty well hit out to left center, but everything else has been either dug out or hit kind of on the screws. Bree Roper will try and drive in a run after the discussion between the home plate umpire and Michaela Transu about something. The discussion is apparently not over because now Michaela Transu will head to the circle to possibly convey whatever message the home plate umpire was giving her. We have had some questions since the league began about illegal pitches, and perhaps it's the way Davis is getting the sign that the home plate umpire noticed, told Coach Transu. She came and alerted Davis before the Roper at bat. Either way, we're back to normal here. Bree Roper will step up to the box. Junior out of Georgia Tech from Woodstock, Georgia. Same hometown as Alabama's Skylar Wallace. First pitch in for a strike. Roper on the summer, 7 for 27. That's a .259 average. She's only driven in 4 runs. She's got a homer. She's got a double. 3 walks. Just 1 for 6 here in week 3 with an RBI. 0 for 2 against the Mocs last time. 1-1. Maddie Davis trying to get out of a jam. 2 outs, 2 on. Bottom of the first, still scoreless. See if it remains that way. 1-1 to Roper. Change in there for a strike, 1-2. Deep breath for Roper. Early chance with 2 in scoring position. The 1-2 from Davis. Popped up. Erickson calls everybody off and makes the catch in foul territory to get out of it. 2 left stranded by the slice. We're still scoreless through 1. River Mocs will try and get the bats going as we head to the top of the second.
Yeah, great. The discussion there with the umpire and Coach Transu was about not getting these signs directly from the dugout. She had to be on the rubber or it went through the catcher. It seemed there would be a little confusion from the dugout. That's why Coach Transu went out and just made sure everybody was on the same page on how that they were getting the signs out to the pitcher.
And we've seen a couple umpires have questions about illegal pitches. Some of those folks may have been umpiring Florida games during the Kelly Barnhill era, but
correct. Correct.
Either way, it seems we're all squared away as we head to the top of the second. 5, 6, 7. A couple changes in the River Mocs order as we talked about when we were laying out the roster and the lineup. The Ericksons now bumped to the middle, trying to set the table for Alyssa Mullis. We'll talk more about her when she comes to the plate, but she has great season numbers and pretty much all of her action has come in the last 5 games. She's also had a good week 3. But it starts with the 2 BYU sisters, Emily and Kaylee, up against Madison McPherson in the circle. Quick update from the other field. Bottom of the first, it is now 1-1. Squeeze and fast pitch U. FPU got a run in the top half, and Stormy Kotzelnick responded with a homer. for the squeeze. Tied at 1, bottom of the first. Here is Emily Erickson, senior last year for BYU, out of Phoenix, Arizona. Strike 1. Erickson on the summer, hitting .206, 5 runs batted in. She's got a home run, only a .308 OBP, and just 1 for 7 here in week 3 with an RBI. 0 for 2 against the Slice with a walk and a run scored last time these two teams played. Quickly behind 0-2. Again, that last meeting, a 5-4 victory for the River Mocs. Shannon Sale got the start in that game. Went 4 innings, gave up 4 runs, all of them earned. Walked 4, gave up a couple home runs. .02 to Erickson. Misses, 1-2. McPherson this week pitched really well against the Lynx. Went 5 innings in the start. Gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. Couple long balls, but struck out 8 compared to 2 walks. Straight up the chute. That'll hit the bleachers quite loudly. 1-2. Both teams got a leadoff single in the first. Neither team could bring a run in. See what happens here in the second. 1-2 to Emily Erickson. Held off on the rise. Nicely done, 2-2. She wanted to, but it just missed a bit too much upstairs. Gets a hold of that one. That'll fall for a base hit. Another leadoff single here in this game. And Erickson is aboard to start off the top of the second. That sets the table for her sister Kaylee. Erickson to Erickson. The batting order here in this game, not an upcoming sitcom on ABC. Erickson, 25th member of her family to go to BYU. Better average than her sister so far this summer, 242. She's driven in 3 runs. Off the end of the bat, 0-1. She is, however, hitless so far in week 3, 0 for 8. Strikeout runs scored. Had a big-time RBI against the Slice last time these two teams played. It was a double that drove in the run that would eventually be the deciding factor in that 5-4 victory for Myakka City.
One ball, 1 strike.
Wind continues to blow pretty fiercely, pretty steady all the way around, left to right. Under that one, running in is Addie Reese. She makes the catch, 1 away.
Yeah, Gray, I want to remind everybody we are streaming live on Facebook, on Stream Live Tampa, at Stream Live Tampa on Twitter, and on our YouTube channel, also called Stream Live Tampa. And thanks to everybody making comments so far. The Herrings, the Wrights, my dad. My dad's watching. He was the first one. He can't. He'll be watching these and texting me for both games, no doubt.
Alyssa Mullis fouls it back. Mullis talked a little bit about her earlier, but this is the hottest player right now in the league. Last 5 games, she's hitting .500. 11 runs batted in, 4 home runs, 3 doubles, all in the last 5 games. Out of Georgia Southern. Juliet, Georgia native, and that's incredible because her summer average is .375 with 11 runs batted in, 4 home runs, and 3 doubles. Week 3, 3 of 7 with 6 RBI and 2 homers. Absolutely scorching at the plate. McPherson trying to throw some water on her, 1-2. Just got a piece. 1 and 2 it remains. Slice adding a player on Wednesday, I believe, Wednesday morning. Ashley Blesson out of Marshall. Been told by Coach Snyder, probably won't see her today, but maybe in the action on Friday for the Slice.
Yeah, Greg, I talked with Ashley before the game. She's really excited, and she doesn't have an actual jersey yet. There's no number, but I told her it should be 1,059 for the total number of strikeouts she had in high school.
Yeah, right now she's got the Shannon Sale treatment of practice jersey, if she were to appear. Mulla's still standing in. Just missed. Two and 2 to Alyssa Mullis. Michaela Transu over in the third base coaching box, encouraging her hitter, who swings and misses for out number 2.
And both outs, McPherson was really overpowering because there were some bad and tired-looking swings in those 2 outs.
And so far, McPherson has not allowed the leadoff single to move off of first base here in this game. Here's Gabby Benson. Hit a home run in the last meeting between these two, and that one is hammered out to right. Gabby Benson slicing, dicing them up again.
Right on cue.
2-0 River Mocs here in the top of the second as the Georgia State sophomore crushes it out to right. 2 home runs this summer, both against the Bradenton Slice.
How does it feel to hit another home run? Another one. DJ Collins. Right, here we go.
First pitch swinging, Gabby Benson. Destroyed out to right field. Not giving a rip about the wind. And those are her 3rd and 4th runs batted in. 3 of her 4 runs batted in this summer have been against the Slice. Claire Ginder now with nobody on and 2 outs here in the top of the second. Holds off in the rise high, 1-0. Ginder out of Tampa, incoming freshman going to Furman. 200 batting average. 1 for 2 against the Slice last time with a walk. Swing and a miss there, 1-1. 0 for 2 here in week 3. Also a walk. Has really been struggling a bit at the plate, trying to find that consistency she showed early in the summer.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Doing a nice job taking some pitches. Popped up, Wendell helped that one. 2 and 2. 2-0 River Mocs after the 2-run blast by Gabby Benson. River Mocs 10-1 so far this summer. At the top of the standings. 2.5 game lead on the second place Squeeze. Full count. Not sure how to break the tie between the tied for third teams, the Slice and the Impact. They've split their games this summer. They're both 500. Slice 5-5, Impact 6-6. Ginder gets a hold of one out to center. Dodd dances back. It's gone. Slumping no more. Claire Ginder. Back-to-back home runs for the River Mocs here in this second inning. 3-0 over the Slice as the wind apparently doesn't bother snakes. And now the Slice will have to correct a few things as Coach Snyder comes and gives the ball to McPherson.
Yeah, that's good. That their nickname for Claire is high school, so her teammates were real happy for her. I know she was in a slump for a while and slowly got out of it, was getting out of it over the weekend. And that was another nice swing, took a deep center.
Still 2 outs. All these runs coming with 2 away. 10-hole hitter Megan Wright. On the inside, there goes Ludlam. She makes the catch for out number 3, but the damage is done as the Slice now trails it 3-0. Heading to the bottom of the second, Bats will try and find a way to drive across some runs as the River Mocs strike early. Folks out there watching, thank you for tuning in to Stream Live Tampa. Glad you are doing so here on this Thursday afternoon. First game is being streamed here this week, and we'll be back with the action on Monday, streaming-wise, as the River Mocs have opened up a 3-0 lead on the Slice. Folks, thank you for also commenting on the Facebook page and the Stream Live Twitter. I, too, would like to hear from you, so tweet me at GrayGRAY_Robertson as I keep the book and call the game and keep the boards and try to make sure I don't blow away. That would make things a lot easier, so tweet me at GrayGRAY_Robertson or at OutOfTheBox_pod if you so wish. And if you're here, let us know. We'll give you an out-of-the-box koozie because I've got a box of them. So we head to the bottom of the second. It's 6-7-8 due up for the Slice. Left 2 in scoring position in the first and now find themselves down by 3 runs. Riley Ludlam, freshman out of Furman, looking to get the inning started against Maddie Davis. First pitch strike to the Fort Myers native. Just like Bree Roper, 7-27, 259 average. She's driven in 8 runs, a couple of long balls, but was 0 for 3 with a K against the Mocs in the previous meeting. 1 for 6 here in week 3 with a couple strikeouts. One in the air. Benson chasing it, makes the catch on the run for out number 1. Gabby Benson earlier this week had a spectacular diving catch, I believe, against the Pioneers. Showing good range and a good game so far for the right fielder. Now Addie Reese. 7-hole hitter here today. First pitch, again in the air out to right. But moving over and making the catch is Claire Ginder. Very, very quickly, 2 away.
Late swings on those at-bats, producing fly balls to right.
Not the inning Gina Snyder over in the third base coaching box hoped for. Kenzie Gels, first pitch strike. To Gels out of Florida. Hometown girl here. Mississippi State transfer. 182 average here this summer with 4 runs batted in and 2 homers. Way out in front of that one. Quickly behind 0-2. Gels 0 for 4 here in week 3. Was 1 for 3 with an RBI against the Mocs earlier this summer. Trying to get the bats going. We've seen when the Slice has given up runs early, it's been tough for them to find ways to fight back. That one is hammered out to right. Wind whipping it, taking it all the way to the glove of Gabby Benson, who makes the catch for out number 3. No wind, that's probably off the fence, but Gabby Benson aided by Mother Nature, and the side is retired. 3-0 Mocs through 2. Bats coming back for Myakka City against the Slice.
Yeah, those are 2 great plays by Gabby Benson. One charging in, taking control, calling for it on a ball hit short in front of her, and then she had to retreat back. Just love seeing the good fundamentals come out on two different types of fly balls hit to her.
Update on other field action. Bottom of the first, a squeeze has answered well. It's 5-1 with 2 on and only 1 out against Fast Pitch U. Home run from Stormy Kotzelnick. A couple runs batted in for Kenna Wilkie. RBI for Jordan Cadleb. RBI for Megan Ricks. Over here, we're off to the top of the third and right back to the top of the order for the River Mocs, up 3-0. Starting off with Mac Leonard. We get to read her stats because we didn't get a chance to after the first pitch single in the first. Bunt popped up. That will fall foul. So that means we get to talk about Leonard, sophomore out of Illinois State, normal Illinois native, team leader in batting average. It was .424 entering the day. I don't have the calculator out, but it's definitely increased after the first inning single. 7 RBI, 3 homers, 513 OBP coming into this Thursday. That one is crushed out to right. Wind, though, might stop it, and making the catch is Hargraves for out number 1.
It's been the most popular spot in the outfield is that right center field, but only the previous home run. Everything else has just gotten hung up in the wind.
Leonard didn't miss that one by much. But that is the, as I do quick calculations, yes, that's the first leadoff batter retired by the River Mocs. Or by the Slice, rather, for the River Mocs, as Quinones takes ball 1. She popped out to the catcher in the first. Tried to lay down a bunt, popped up on the first pitch. Shows bunt here, pulls back. The slapping, Quinones can really do everything. Hit for power, slap, lay down the bunt. Plays a great second base, although she's the DP for this game. Head 2-0. Found one, driven, out to center, way back. There's the power, Ari Quinones with a home run, third of the day for the River Mocs, and for Quinones, first this summer. It's 4-0 here in the top of the third. Quinones up 2-0, got a ball right over the plate and just crushed it out to deep center. Not a lot of loft. Didn't need to be.
No, not at all. She got that count to where she needed and looked for her one pitch. Simple part of hitting is just waiting for your pitch to drive, and that's what she did.
And now you just gave up a home run to somebody who hadn't hit one this summer. Here's Lizzie Schubert, 0 for 1 today. First pitch strike on the inner half. Schubert flew out in the first. She's got 3 dingers so far here in the inaugural FGCL summer softball season. Rise high, 1-1. No activity for the Slice bullpen-wise. McPherson hasn't pitched poorly, but the mistakes she's made have gone over the fence. 1-2. Michaela Transu over at third base, volunteer assistant at Missouri. Coaching with her former head coach, Larissa Anderson. Played at Hofstra from 2014 to 2018. Sat out in 17 because of injury, but came back, was all Colonial Athletic Association as a senior. Pretty good career batting average, too, for the Pride. Her assistant over at first is Camille Morgan, head softball coach at Boca Ciega High School in Pinellas County. Morgan was a pretty good player at the JUCO level, but only got to play 2 years before a spinal injury made her medically retire.
She was a good umpire, fill-in umpire the other day on Saturday.
Yeah, she was, and now she faces the team where she was calling the base plays as Schubert swings and misses for out number 2. Morgan, after an umpire went down in the slice squeeze game last Saturday in the blazing heat, came in to call the bases. Only had one semi-tough play to really make. Play at first, actually, I think that was the first of the second batter she faced, but did a good job, and now she's over at first base coaching with her player Jenny Jansen at the plate. 0 for 1 today, ground out in the first. 4-0 Mocs, top of the third. 2 outs, nobody on. That one is crushed out to left. Got on top of that one, did Jansen. That's a single with 2 outs, and that is hit number 6 for the River Mocs against McPherson. Now we'll see if the middle of the order can keep it going. Emily Erickson. Erickson singled in the second, came around to score on the home run. That one gets away. Wild pitch will allow Jansen to get in scoring position, and the Mocs threatening to grow the lead even more. Remember, folks, coming up, Lynx Pioneers at the game right after this. Scheduled for 7. We'll see how it goes. Rise high. 2-0 to Erickson. That one misses. McPherson struggling a bit to find the zone. On the other field, mercifully to the top of the second. 6-1 squeeze over fast pitch U. That'll find its way through. Transu will hold Jansen. The correct call, because even if it hadn't been cut off, that throw would have mowed her down. But now runners on the corners with 2 outs. Here in the top of the third, River Mocs looking for more. Kaylee Erickson. Erickson popped out in the second, trying to grow the lead. Chopper to Reese. Throw to first is low, but in time to retire the side. Nice stretch by Herring there, and that ends the threat. But another home run for the River Mocs, this time off the bat of Ari Quinones. It is 4-0. Slice has to get the offense going, trailing by 4 runs, headed to the bottom of the third.
Yeah, great. I want to take this time to, from Stream Live Tampa, thank everybody that's made donations either in person, through PayPal. We appreciate it very much. Again, we're not charging for these games for everybody to watch. It's free to watch. But people see the effort that we've been given, and the streams have been coming through, a little bit Wi-Fi issues here and there, and we've upgraded our equipment because of donations like that, and it looks like a lot better stream tonight, and appreciate everybody's help and support from the FGCL League. Obviously, Gray coming down here from Alabama, players, coaches, all like having us around, and we'll try to do some more games as the season moves on, and take it from there. But we just make sure from Stream Live Tampa, really appreciate everybody's support.
Certainly helps equipment-wise when it doesn't feel like 108. As we head to the bottom of the third, it's 9-10-1 due up for the Slice. They are looking for production, trailing 4-0. Designated home team today, so they'll have the full 7 innings. First pitch swing and a miss by Caitlin Davis, redshirt junior out of North Florida. Quickly 0-2 to Davis. 143 average so far this summer, 3 for 21. Couple runs batted in. All 3 of those hits are doubles, including one she had against the River Mocs, part of a 1-for-3 game in the last meeting. And that one won't be a double because of a nice catch by Claire Ginder. Jumped up, made the definitely single stealing snag, and 1 down. No, excuse me, they're going to say, I guess she dropped it. It looked like she caught it. Either way, it fell. And Davis is hanging out over at first. So a leadoff single here in the bottom of the third. From my angle, I thought she caught it. Apparently not. Oh, well. There's Megan Hargraves, 10-hole hitter out of USF. Shows bunt. Floats outside. Hargraves, an acquisition from the River Mocs. 1 for 6 with the Slice, 3 for 16 here this season. Shows bunt again. That time it's a strike, 1-1. So it's a single by Davis. She's over at first, nobody out here in the bottom of the third. 4-0 Mocs, and for the Slice, thankful it was a single instead of a catch by Ginder. Outside, 2-1. Hargraves, like I mentioned, out of USF from Okeechobee, Florida. Two one, shows bunt again. Fouls it back 2-2. Hargraves trying to get aboard as Davis given another warning by the home plate umpire. Now the 2-2. Change poked over to third, and sliding quickly back is Davis, 1 down. But back to the top of the order. So if the Slice are looking to make a dent, this is the portion of the lineup you want coming to the plate. Starting off with Jasmine Dodd, who singled and was left over at third in the first. Low for ball 1. Don quickly ahead, 2-0, just like Quinones back in the top half when she was up 2-0 and hit a home run. We'll see if Don can get a hold of something. She does have a long ball so far this summer. Lets it go by, 2-1. 3-1. Davis going change there. Missing just a bit low, perhaps a bit outside. One out, runner at first here in the bottom of the third. Floats in, full count. High, that's a walk. First free pass surrendered by Maddie Davis so far in the game, and now 2 on, 1 out for Maddie Banks. Banks reached on an error in the first. Wasn't one she got a hold of. Kind of just off the end of the bat. Trying to drive in a run with Davis over at second. In there for strike one.
Yeah, Gray, Maddie Banks is probably my favorite pre-swing routine when she gets on that back leg and then just swings that knob just to make sure she gets loaded before each pitch.
It's definitely creative.
It's fantastic to watch.
Banks out of Virginia Tech, playing for Pete Demore up in Blacksburg. ACC champions in 19. One of the best pitchers in the country. It's Keely Rochard, I should say, for Virginia Tech. Her teammate takes it high and inside, 2-1. Right before things were suspended, Rochard threw 3 complete in a weekend series against Virginia. I think one of those was a no-hitter, if my memory is correct, and maybe gave up 2 runs all weekend. That one out to left, drifting. And unable to make the catch is Wright. Just a long strike, 2-2.
Gray, you hopped up so quick, I thought you were going to catch that one.
Well, I'm not that fast. If you can see us, you might be able to, not sure. We're right behind the left side of home plate. That does make things in the far left foul corner sometimes a bit dicey, but that's why I'm 6'5". 2-2 to Banks is fouled off. Remains 2-2. Kaylin Davis at second. Jasmine Dowd at first. 1 down. 2-2 to Banks. Gets all of that one. That'll go out to left. That'll drop for a base hit. But Davis got a late start going to third, and she'll be out on the classic 7-5 fielder's choice.
I get just as excited about that as you, Greg. The 7-5 in the book.
That I'm not sure what Davis was waiting on,
Yeah,
because it was not hit directly to an outfielder. It was in left center. That's something she'll learn from on the base paths, but that is a major missed chance. 2 down. Here in the bottom of the third for Herring. Herring flew out in the first. Sliced down 4-0. Again, another inning with 2 on. Trying to get something across. And for a strike, 1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Tough to have base running miscues and find success down 4-0 against the first place team.
That's an unfortunate foul, 1-2. Herring made a face as if to say, geez, that stinks. Up in the air. Schubert dancing, makes the catch to retire the side and strand 2 more on base for the slice after the base running miscue. Can't put something up. Still 4-0 River Mocs through 3 over here at field 2 or field 1, I should say. And just a thought about the base running. I'm not saying the River Mocs never make mistakes. However, so far we've seen this season when they do make miscues, they've answered well. First inning, there was an error, got 3 straight outs. The Slice and every other team in this league, they're making mistakes too, but they have yet to quite have that perfect response record like the River Mocs have, and that's why the River Mocs are 10-1 and everybody else chasing them in the standings.
That's
here
right.
At the FGCL.
Sorry, great. Yeah, River Mocs, they're just opportunistic, and they make the most of every chance so far. This is the 12th game of the season for them, so Coach Transu and Coach Morgan has a good group in the dugout, so they got 3 home runs tonight. And it's tough to have base running miscues on the other side.
Madison McPherson back out in the circle. She's given up 7 hits so far, 4 runs, all of them earned. Hasn't walked anybody. 2 strikeouts, including the batter coming to the plate, Alyssa Mullis. Mullis struck out in the second. Right in there for strike 1. Over on the left side, Reese tracking in foul territory. She makes the catch for out number 1. But here is the part of the order that had the power in the second. Gabby Benson, 2-run shot in that inning on the first pitch. She steps in now against McPherson. Benson out of Buford, Georgia, sophomore last year for the Panthers of Georgia State. Shows bunt, pops it up, and Ludlam is there. 2 pitches seen by Benson, 1 a home run, and that one caught by Ludlam for out number 2. Now Claire Ginder. She had a full count solo home run in the second, when they just kept on journeying out to center field. First pitch low for ball 1. Ginder out to center. Dodd will run in as hitting the deck is Roper, with her teammates laughing hysterically. That's out number 3 to retire the side. Very quick top of the 4th, 3 up, 3 down. Slice looking for the offense. They'll go to the middle of the order against Maddie Davis as we head to the bottom of the 4th. To the bottom of the 4th, it is 4-5-6 due up for the Slice, trailing 4-0. Slice in this game, a couple hits. They've left 4 runners on base, 2 in the first, 2 in the third. A couple mental mistakes on the offensive end. And now Haley Bejarano try and get it started against Maddie Davis, who has done well so far. Just 1 walk, no strikeouts, but again, 2 hits surrendered. and yet to give up that big-time hit. Bejarano ground out first pitch in the first. Junior out of UCF from Surprise, Arizona. Taking a second. Change low for ball one. Bejarano entering the day, 391 average, 8 runs batted in, a couple of home runs, including a grand slam in the win over the Squeeze last Saturday. Quickly ahead, 2-0. Speaking of the Squeeze, bottom of the second, it's now 9-1. Squeeze over fast pitch U. Yikes. Up the middle. Schubert is there. She caught it and then it fell. And now Bejarano taking second for some strange reason, and she's out.
Ow.
Was already rounding first and then just kept on going, but the entire defense was about 4 feet away. Schubert trying to shake things off after the ball fell out of her mitt. I don't know how to score it, so we'll just say she's out. 1 away here in the bottom of the fourth.
Well, it's definitely an unassisted play by whoever it was that just picked up the ball and stood at second. Again, that's 2 base running miscues by the Slice, and down 4-0. That's tough to overcome.
Yeah, the ball just too close to try and take second, no matter how much they're booting it around, as Bree Roper goes first pitch swinging. Over to Schubert, who appears fine and makes the catch for out number 2. Riley Ludlam will step in now. She flew out in the second. Middle of the order for the Slice, not providing much resistance against Maddie Davis so far early. And for a strike, 0-1. Quick note on the other game. Again, right now, bottom of the second, it's 9-1, Squeeze over Fast Pitch U. Those two teams met last week. Fast Pitch U had an 8-3 lead in that game. Squeeze came back to win an 13-8. So as I do quick math, that is a 19-1 run for the Squeeze over the last 5 innings or so against Fast Pitch U in 2 games combined. Ludlam waits on it out to left. That'll fall for a 2-out single. Change missed high. Ludlam waited on it. Able to pull it. Slice trying to get something going with 2 outs. Addie Reese popped out in the second. In the dirt. Erickson had snagged it. She'd picked it up now. Ludlam throws and just gets ahead. But she's in scoring position now, and an RBI chance for Addie Reese with her team down 4-0. Here in the bottom of the fourth, 2 outs. But a single and a ball that got away from the catcher Erickson. 1-1. Got on top of that one over to Schubert. Long throw in time for out number 3. Schubert, very active 4th inning. And that'll do it with another runner left on base and another in scoring position through 4. 4-0 River Mocs. McPherson will come back out in the circle and try and keep the first place Mocs where they are. Headed to the top of the 5th.
Hey, Gray, I want to take this time to thank, we have a student from USF's School of Mass Communication, Zimmerman School of Mass Communication. Her name is Mia Kanar. The Kanars are close friends of my family and big supporters of Stream Live Tampa, and Mia is studying and is going to be working on some games for us this summer during the FGCL season. Right now, she's manning the scoreboard, doing a better job than I was doing. She'll get some experience interviewing some people as the season progresses, and obviously she'll be picking your brain a lot with your experience so far, Gray, and what you studied up at Tuscaloosa. But we want to thank Mia, and she's doing a great job.
I don't know if there's much to pick, but glad she's here. Catching a good one. Here is Maddie McPherson back out in the circle. She has not pitched poorly at all, but she's made a couple mistakes, and those mistakes have been absolutely crushed by the Mocs, and now it's 10-1-2 for the first place team, starting off with Megan Wright. Popped out in the second. 7 hits so far for the River Mocs, 4 runs, all coming off the long ball. 2-run homer by Benson, solo shots by Ginder and Quinones. First pitch to right. Out to right. And making the catch is Hargraves. 1 away. But back to the very dangerous top of the order. And Mac Leonard. 1 for 2 day for her. Single in the first, fly out in the third. Wind continues to whip left to right. Hasn't bothered the Mocs so far. We've seen it play around with some fly balls here in this game. Fouled off the rise, 1-1. Nice pitch, but called a ball 2-1. Jammed her a bit on the inside. Punted foul, 2-2. 1 away, nobody on. Here in the top of the 5th. Again, coming up next, Pioneers and the Lynx. Both teams trying to get back to their winning ways after a tough early part of the week. Full count. Payoff for McPherson. Inner half, a ball. And that's a 1-out walk for Mac Leonard. Second time reaching base today. And now Ari Quinones. Home run for her last time, up 1 for 2 afternoon for the Washington product. And she's hitting home runs for Heather Tarr next year. Watch out for the Huskies. Well, I had Stormy Kotelnick over on the squeeze as well. Says Bates is coming back. Should be fun to see them in the World Series as that one is lifted and fair out to left, right along the line. Quinones with a 1-out single. Very quickly, 2 on with 1 down here in the top of the 5th. There is some action over in the Slice bullpen. I believe it is Ashley Blesson because she's not wearing a jersey. New player acquired over the off day from Marshall. See if the Slice needs her. Here's Lizzie Schubert. 0 for 2 day for her. Fly out in the first, strikeout in the third. But here she is with an RBI chance. First time she's been at the plate with a runner in scoring position here in this game. On top of it, out to left. Leonard rounding third. The throw home is cut off, and Reese won't get Quinones. That's an RBI for Lizzie Schubert. And it's 5-0 River Mocs as they continue to strike. I thought Transu was going to throw up the stop sign for Leonard, but center around. Now Quinones over at third. Schubert at second. Here's Jenny Jansen. Foul back. 0-1. Jansen singled. Was left at third. Back in the third. Also a ground out for her here in this game. 1 for 2 for the Southern Illinois Saluki. But a chance to increase the lead. And I should note, the run rule very much in play if Jansen can get a hold of one. Remember, it's 8 runs or more. Once the trailing team has batted 5 times, home run by Jansen will make it 8-0. Instead, it's chopped to Gels. Looks over at Quinones, who will come in to score. 2 down. 6-0 River Mocs now. Jansen just getting straight on top of one. Quinones was halfway home. Gels checked her out, but decided not to make the throw, secure the definite out. And now 2 down with a runner at third for Emily Erickson.
Yeah, speaking of Quinones, her base running at third, I had an article sent to me today from former Alabama baseball coach, University of Alabama baseball coach Barry Schallenberger, whose granddaughter plays in our game time softball organization, about the game plan of running base running at third base with less than 2 outs. You got to have a plan to know where the ball's going to go and what you're going to do. So it's kind of apt. Good timing then to see Quinones, but she was overly aggressive and it worked, so she got the run in.
Yeah, second time Quinones has scored. 2 for 3 day for her with that home run. Single in the 5th, and now Emily Erickson. She's 2 for 2 today, trying to make it 7-0. With Schubert over at third. Takes it outside, 1-2. Fights it off. Remains a ball and 2 strikes. 6-0 River Mocs. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
I see former Southern Illinois Edwardsville Cougar Jordan LaFave is watching. Former Durant High School state champion down here in Florida.
There she go.
No way she went. 2-2. Yeah, we had a couple run-ins with SIUE out in Hawaii last season at Alabama. Upstairs, Emily Erickson continuing to battle. Entered the day with 7 hits all summer, 7 for 34, but she's had a couple singles. Did come around to score in the second. Now a chance to drive in a run. That one will get through. She'll do just that. RBI single for Erickson. 3 for 3 day for her. 7-0. River Mocs here in the top of the 5th, and Emily Erickson over at first as the run rule run with her sister Kaylee stepping up to the plate. Kaylee Erickson is 0 for 2. Pop out in the second, ground out in the third. Upstairs on the first pitch for ball 1. Slice will have a chance to answer in the bottom of the 5th, trying to make sure they're not down to their final 3 outs. That one hard. Chopper Gels has it. Turns around, flip to first in time. Nicely done by Kinsey Gels to retire the side, but another big inning for the River Mocs. 3 runs on 3 hits. An RBI ground out by Jenny Jansen helps out there too. It's 7-0. Headed to the bottom of the 5th. Slice looking for some kind of offensive production. Trying to put a dent in it and get back in this game against the first place River Mocs.
Yeah, it was a great play there by Kenzie Gels, daughter of the living legend, TJ Gels, in the Tampa Mustangs organization. I see TJ over in the distance has his 2020 team. They scrimmage certain nights during the week here at Lakewood Ranch. He's also the head softball coach here at Lakewood Ranch High School, the #1 ranked high school softball team in the nation.
Change in the field as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Maggie Turgo coming in for Megan Wright. So Turgo, junior out of Western Kentucky from Lithia, Florida, will take up the left field position. So we head to the bottom of the 5th. It's the bottom of the order. 8, 9, 10 due up for the Slice. They are desperate for some production offensively. Just 3 hits so far against Maddie Davis, who is really humming it today. They've left 5 on base. Obviously yet to score, down 7-0. Davis has walked 1. Yet to record a strikeout, hasn't needed to. Going up against Kinsey Gels, who just made that nice play in the field. Gels flew out in the 2nd. Here we are in the bottom of the 5th. Can she get it started for the Bradenton Slice? Change in for strike 1. Gels way out in front of it again. Over by the strange hockey-looking thing, 0-2. Slice 5-5 on the season. Dropped their last game, a 9-1 decision to the Impact. Down 7-0 here. Upstairs, 1-2. Two to Gels. Fouled off. Wind continues to whip. Still going left to right. Didn't stop the Mocs from hitting 3 home runs earlier in this game. Waits on a change, and that time it's a fair ball. Out in left field, and Kinsey Gels does what is asked of her. That's a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 5th. Down 7-0, looking for some runs against Maddie Davis. And now Caitlin Davis, who had the Houdini single in the third. One for one on the day. Her first non-double base hit. That one off the end of the bat. This will be tough for Ginder. Long run. Flip to first is in time. One down. Good job by Ginder hustling and making the nice throw over to Leonard. That does move Gales to second for Megan Hargraves. Lined out in the third.
Yeah, that base umpire, the out call he gave, it was like a Joe Glass and Mike Tyson's punch out. Just a quick little jab.
At least he didn't call a safe call with both fists clenched.
That's right.
That
was the other day.
It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. Ball one to Hargraves. Hargraves yet to drive in a run as a member of the Slice. She does have 3 here this summer. That was back when she was playing for the current opposition. Mocs up 7-0. Couldn't get to the 8, so we will play a 6th inning. Slice trying to trim the lead before that happens. High and drifting. 1-2. Three runs in the second for the Mocs, 1 in the third. Off of 3 total home runs, one by Benson that scored 2, a solo shot by Ginder, solo shot by Quinones, and then just a bit ago, 3 runs in the top of the 5th. That's 7. Slice with 0.
Did she go?
Did she go? No. Of course not. 2-2. Gell's over at second. Off speed, fouled off. Slice starting to make some adjustments on the changeup. Waiting a little bit more. Gell's with her base hit on the change. Hargraves waiting on that one. Two. Up in the air out to right. Benson tracking, makes the catch. Gels wisely tags up, and she will head for third. But 2 outs, runner on third. Slice has yet to produce in this game. They'll turn to the top of the order to try and get a run across with Jasmine Dodd coming up to the plate.
Ran down there to the bullpen just to see if Blessing was coming in, and she said no, she was just going to get some. They just want her to get some work in, so the plan is for her to pitch tomorrow.
And for a ball to Jasmine Dodd. Yeah, that is what Coach Snyder said. Shannon Sale was number 2 option today. She has yet to really move that much. Now she's with, I believe, Lindsay Tonigay over on the fence, just in case they need her. Need some runs before that happens, as 1-0 comes in for a strike to Dodd, who singled in the first, walked in the third. Now here she is with Kenzie Gels at third and 2 out. Outside, 2-1. That one out to center, and Ginder this time does make the catch, and I can confirm it's in the glove. That's out number 3 as Ginder made the run. That had fallen. That's a run across for the Slice. Instead, that's out number 3, and we're through 5. 7-0 River Mocs. Slice once again stranding a runner on base.
Yeah, Gray, that's almost the exact same play that she tried to make before, and I'm still not convinced she didn't catch that first one. It looks the exact same as this one. But it was a great play by Ginder.
Over on the other field, it is the top of the 4th. 9-1 squeeze over fast pitch U. To make matters More unfortunate for Fast Pitch U. The squeeze started Jenna Green, who entered the day with the best ERA in the league at 1.08. And so far, she's given up a run, but it was unearned. Over here, it's 7-0 River Mocs, and the Mocs coming to the plate in the top of the 6th, up 7-0. It was a 2-run home run by Gabby Benson in the second. Immediately after, Claire Ginder hit a solo home run, her first of the summer. That made it 3-0. Solo home run by Ari Quinones in the third to make it 4-0. All was quiet until the top of the 5th, when an RBI single by Lizzie Schubert, RBI ground out by Jenny Jansen, and another RBI single by Emily Erickson made it 7-0. And now the Mocs again will look for that run rule run here in the top of the 6th. Starting off with Alyssa Mullis, who strangely has yet to hit a home run here in this game. 0 for 2, strikeout, and a pop out and foul ground in the 4th. That one fouled straight back, 0-1. Again, coming up on this field, after we are done here, scheduled first pitch is 7. It's the Pioneers and the Lynx. Quickly 0-2 to Alyssa Mullis. Chase pitch away, 1-2. Alyssa Mullis entering the day, hitting .500 in her last 5 games. Quiet in this one. Looking to get it going here in the 6th for the Mocs, up 7-0. Swing and a miss. That's a K from Mullis. McPherson goes down. 1 away here in the top of the 6th for Gabby Benson, who has been first pitch swinging twice. The first time was really good, 2-run home run in the second. Second time was a pop out in foul ground, chased down by Ludlam behind the dish. Let's see if she goes first pitch again. She does, but it's foul. Benson feeling it right now, being very aggressive at the plate against McPherson. Against the Slice in general so far this summer. 1 out, nobody on. In there for strike 2, 0-2. Benson fouls it off again. Remains 1-2. Tomorrow, the Slice will take on the Pioneers. River Mocs have the Lynx on Friday. As we plug right along here on week 3 of the first season of the FGCL. Benson right back up the middle. Gels can't get there in time. That's a single for Gabby Benson. And she's aboard here in the top of the 6th, and she represents the run rule run. I would put that into effect with Claire Ginder, who had a solo home run in the second, flew out in the 4th. Has had a really nice game for the River Mocs. First pitch. Too high for ball one. Nice shot by Ludlam, digging that one out of the dirt. But 2-0 to Ginder. The 2-0 pitch was what Quinones hammered in the third. See what Ginder does. She lets it go by for a strike, 2-1. One away, Benson over at first. 2-2. In there for a called strike 3. First K of the looking variety for Madison McPherson, 2 away. Maggie Turgo will step in for her first at-bat of the evening. Got a little bit of rest early on. She takes first pitch strike. Turgo out of Lithia. Junior from Western Kentucky has been red hot at the plate. Now 400 so far this summer with 4 runs batted in, a couple doubles, a 464 OBP, 3 of 5 here in week 3. And the first time she has faced the slice did not appear in that previous game, the 5-4 victory for the River Mocs. Head 2-1. Turgo fouls that one off. Out of play. No defensive adjustments here today for the slice. Still Davis out in left, Dodd in center, Hargraves in right. Infield of Reese, Gills, Roper, Herring from left to right. Ludlam has really had a nice game defensively behind the plate. 2-2. That one gets away, and they'll say it clipped a toe. So the hit by pitch sends Turgo to first. Now 2 on, 2 outs for the top of the order and Mac Leonard. Leonard is 1 for 2. Singled in the first, walked and scored in the 5th. First pitch strike. Sandwiched in between that, a fly out in the 3rd. Inner half, called a strike, 0-2. That one hit well, but foul. Remains 0-2. Leonard fights off again, 0-2. Just does not want to take a pitch here in this at-bat. 7-0 Mocs. Benson over at second, and Maggie Turgo over at first as Time is quickly called. Beautiful, beautiful day here at Lakewood Ranch, Florida. Over here on field 1. Not too hot. A little bit of wind, but nothing that has really made that much of an impact in this game, except for a couple of fly balls. 0-2 to Mac Leonard. Fouled off again. I've given up on ever thinking the wind will stop power completely. Last year in the SEC tournament, we had probably 15 to 20 miles per hour in our faces the entire game. Game ended in the SEC tournament against Georgia on a Skylar Wallace walk-off homer into the teeth. So these players can do it. Leonard finally doesn't swing. 1-2. McPherson toes the rubber, popped up, headed out of play. Catch almost made by a young fan. It's still 1-2 on what has to be pitch 8 or 9. From McPherson to Leonard. That one hits her. Base is loaded. Just died right in the shin. And now they are juiced with 2 outs after a couple of HBPs. And they're full for Ari Quinones, who is 2 for 3. The one time she did not reach base was when she was trying to bunt, just popped it up. Solo home run in the 3rd, singled and scored in the 5th. Run rule run over at 3rd base here in the top of the 6th. First pitch ball. The 1-0. Too far inside again, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch is what Quinones hit out of the park in the 3rd. Benson at 3rd, Turgo at 2nd, Mac Leonard over at 1st, 2 down here in the top of the 6th. River Mocs up 7-zip. Quinones aggressive there, 2-1. Worked last time, that time came up empty. Two-one for McPherson. Quinones shows bunt. McPherson has it. The flip home is in time. Nicely done by the Slice defense to make sure nothing squirrely happened there. And that retires the side with 3 left aboard. But the River Mocs still up 7-0. Slice still trying to fight. They'll look to 2-3-4 to get on the board.